All right. Hello, everybody. So my name is Patrick Jaxxis Conway. I am a podcaster. I am a father. I am an idiot. I am a voice actor. And I got into this. I started out in internet radio over 25 years ago in a little place called climaxradio.com with three X's. One place you never ever got to fake it. We used to go on there and I would do kind of like a crank anchors thing where I would make fun of people on the phone. I called the KKK once, pretending to be a black family down the street, seeing if they would help me move a couch, that kind of stuff. I also did multiple different music genres and I would have fun with people in the audience. But there was a point where I lost my passion. And once I lost my passion, uh, I just kind of got out of media altogether. And one day I found this little, I've always been a fan of Fallout. I got into Fallout a long time ago. There's a story, all that's one of our episodes on the Fallout Roundtable podcast about my buddy who bought me Fallout 3, and we played for almost a whole summer and whatnot. And then he actually passed away, and it was kind of a rough deal for me. But that being said, I've been a pretty lifelong fan of the Fallout universe, and that I ended up finding this podcast called Mind Fog, and it's like a diary of somebody's experience in the Fallout universe. And so from there, I was kind of getting hungry for more content, and I found a Chat of Fallout 76 podcast, which is created by Kenneth Vigue. And I got so enthralled with this storyline that I was like, I wanted more. I was trying to look for more. And what I did is I contacted Kenneth Vigue. Strangely enough, he actually answered me. Turns out we are pretty good friends now. But he had me get in contact with Tom, or also known as Robots, who is the creator of the robotsradio.net network. He is a podcasting networker who's actually grabbed all of us together and kind of smashed us all together in one big network. And it's all Fallout based for the most part. There are many, many, many other network podcasts in the network that are not Fallout based, including some of his own stuff. He does, D&D Lorecast. There's, the Mass Effect Lorecast, which is really popular. And then, of course, there's anything Bethesda oriented is pretty much in there. I would say go down to the robotsradio.net network and join their Discord because that's what I did. I joined their Discord because of Kenneth Vigue, and I was looking for more content, and I found it in a big way. Once Upon a Wasteland was in there at one point. I think they've branched off to go do their own thing now, but uh, they're still doing their podcast. It's just not part of the network anymore, but that's another story, I guess. Um, the Robots Radio Network, I found my buddy Maverick, who I kind of told him like, hey, I'm kind of getting a spark. I want to get back into doing some media. And he kind of talked me into being one of the hosts of the Fallout Roundtable, which is something he was trying to create. He didn't really know where he was going with it. And so me and him started working together a little bit. And then Sassy Lady and Gingerino and Romer all kind of came on board and we kind of gelled like right away. It was kind of strange. And then, we started to get going on our stories. But I was looking for more content. I wanted to do something else and I wanted to try something new. So I was like, maybe I can act in one of these things. I'll give it a shot. And there was an opportunity for a role in a podcast called The Modus Files. And I don't know really how I got involved. I think Maverick told me about it or something. And I sent a message to Lawrence McNamara, who is the creator of The Modus Files. And he was very generous. He gave me opportunity to, you know, try out for the role. And oddly enough, he gave me the role. And long story short, he was happy and he was impressed by my ability to manipulate my voice and do things with my voice. So he suggested that I go to a website, casting call. I don't know if it's .com or what, but it's Casting Call Club. But you go there, you sign up, and from there I was able to find many, many other roles. And I actually ended up at one point in a DLC which was the what is it called? Havasu Blues, I believe it's called. I played the Dr. Julian Mendez in that, which was weird because you're doing like the lines you're doing on that was like, you know, talking about certain elements of the game, but you would say certain things that were part of like people had to click and like make decisions. It was a little weird doing it that way. But so I've played multiple roles in the Modus Files. I've been Beckett. I've played the role of Frederick Rivers. And I've played quite a few roles in the Modus Files. You can find all that stuff on the EMBD thingy jiggy for whatever it's called. I don't know. People who are famous, I guess. But they got me in there somewhere. I have a profile. If you go to the True Vault Escapades on that EMBD, I think that's what it's called. Is it? EMDB. That's what it's called. I'm sorry. Anyhow, yeah, so I was looking around for more and I came across True Vault Escapades and I started listening to it. And what an amazing show! Like it was so cool because it's like what it's like listening to an old radio serial, like Lone Ranger or Dick Tracy. I can't remember which one he said he panned himself after. I didn't even never even heard of Nick Kane or something like that. I don't know, but it was really interesting, and I was like, wow, I'd really like to get a role in one of these, and I don't think I went the normal channels because I tend to not do that. I think I hit up Preston directly and I'm like, look, man, I'm a voice actor. You can check out my stuff. I sent him some things and I think I tried out for a role and he just hooked me up. And as far as what roles I've done, honestly, half the time I don't even remember. I've once I started into the voice acting genre, I kind of just took off and started doing everything and anything I could get my hands on, especially Fallout oriented. I played a doctor in Once Upon a Wasteland. I don't even know his name. Don't care. It was fun. And that's what this whole thing is. It's a fun experience. I got to meet some of the greatest people I've met in my life in the Robots Radio Network. And from there, it's like just branched off from there. You know, do I have a favorite episode? I don't think so. I mean, I love the ones where, Bunny gets, kidnapped and, Walter's got to go and hunt her down. I don't think I'm even in those, but it was the experience of watching the dynamic between Walter and Bunny and the growth that they had. And it was just a great experience to see where the character development would change. Because, I mean, he's been doing this a long time. And from the beginning to like now, I think they've changed every role except for Walters, maybe three times, and it's a pretty. It's hard to see how seamless some of it seemed to be. Like you don't even notice sometimes. Sometimes you'll notice, but it's very subtle and very good, well done. Preston is an incredible writer. I couldn't say any more great things about the guy. He's a pleasure to be around. He's a pleasure to work with. I like having him on my show. Just he's fun to have around. Um, gosh, um, my what else do you got as questions here? Who's my favorite character to play? I think it might have been the Enclave officer. I played this like Enclave. I don't even know if it was the Enclave officer. It's the one where I've kidnapped Bunny and she's in the back seat of my car. Or actually, she's in the backseat of her car because I think I stole their car. And then she ends up killing me by flipping the car and she stabs me or something like that. I don't remember her. I just die. I die in everybody's stuff. If you go and check that out, you'll find out I die quite a bit. It's kind of my thing. Yeah. Anyway, so that's kind of my journey. I don't really know what else to tell y'all. Um, I'm funny without trying and not funny when I'm trying. So, anyway, any parting words for everyone? Just listen, bounce around. Don't just listen to True Vault Escapades. Listen to all of them because there's so much that you can gain from these stories, and they're so rich and they're so inviting. Like all of them. The Modus Files is a great show. Omega podcast was a good one. True Vault Escapades is kind of a jewel of its own, though. It's something that you won't find in any other one of these podcasts. And that's because of the style that Preston brings to it. And it's been nothing but a pleasure. Thank you. You know, thanks for having me. My stupid, goofy ass. All right, bye.